Hi everyone, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team layout. So for this layout, I really wanted to use the sort of border stickery type stickers that came in the puffy sticker sheet, the Maggie Holmes puffy sticker sheet. And I really wanted to use those puffy florals. They were just beautiful. So what I have done is I've cut a chunk of pattern paper, and then I'm popping on a few border strips. Then once I popped on those two border strips, I sewed straight through the center with my sewing machine of the two border strips, and now I'm just adding a little bit of texture by sort of folding them up a little bit there, just to give a little bit of dimension and a little bit of texture to my page. Some spots were a little bit glued down, but mostly it worked perfectly fine. So once they are up, my sort of base of my page is ready to go, and I'm going to pop on those puffy border stickers in gold. Now, they're not specifically border stickers, and unfortunately they don't reach the whole way across your page when you join them together, but it's all good because I obviously have some photos to attach, and I'm just going to strategically add my photos to cover up the gap in the center. I could have deliberately put them off kilter and put one on the bottom and one on the top, but I'm going to go with them both across the bottom and, yes, pop my photos across the little gap that occurs right down the middle. I've got two photos today, and they're of my mum making my wedding cake, just the process of her putting it through, because I really wanted to document not just that it was homemade by mum, but just the process of how long it took her and when she started it and all of that. And the two figurines in the top, the lady and gentleman groom, they were actually my grandmother's. The amazing art teacher at work, I asked if she had the skill to repaint them, because they were grandma and grandpa had been married for over 50 years and they needed a little bit of love and attention, and she didn't feel that she had the skill, but luckily for me, her husband really enjoyed painting like the action figures. You know how there's that thing where they paint like, are they warhead figures or something? I'm not really sure. I don't know 100% about it, but in my case, very similar concept as painting my two bride and groom. So he super kindly painted those up for me, which was just incredible. And it really gave them a facelift and really helped have them ready for my beautiful cake. So I decided, instead of just using the puffy stickers, I was going to layer up this big mound of flowers with some of the sort of see-through stickers as well from the sticker book. So I'm just popping those basically anywhere around the bottom of the photo. I'm just going to build this ginormous cluster base holding these photos up, basically. So just popping them all everywhere. And every time I get to a puffy sticker, just because it's not puffy and exciting enough, I'm even popping that up on foam just to give it a little bit more oomph. And just the little sort of acetate stickers are going to be stuck straight down to the page. I'm just piling them all in. Every single coloured flower is going on this page. And I will use the black and white flowers for something else down the track. So once I go ahead and do all of these, I realize actually quite quickly that I have more puffy stickers left and not enough acetate to fill in the gaps. So I do end up piling the last two puffy stickers just in that sort of center gap there at the end. Now I should apologize now. You possibly can hear some wiggles in the background. I've got a little one home sick, and he has just crashed on the couch listening to some wiggles. So I thought while I had a spare moment, I'd come and do this little voiceover just to get this out of the way while he was occupied. Because as you know, when you've got sick ones, it can be either really busy or really chilled. It just depends on it almost depends on the level of illness for the day. He's actually not too bad at all. He just got a big cough and a big cold, but he's quite enjoying being allowed to watch the wiggles and basically watch a lot of TV, considering normally he gets next to nothing. So he's pretty pumped to be at home watching that. wasn't even grumpy when his big brother went off to daycare today and he didn't, and he loves daycare. So that's how unwell he is feeling. I feel because we lived in a bubble for a whole 12 months here in Australia, our little ones are just susceptible to everything again because they've lost their immunity to any kind of germs. But hey, happy to pay that price. So popping up my last two little bits on foam. Here we go. And then I'm going to add those just underneath the cluster here. I realized I feel sometimes the way you're sitting. I know some people work with those, they're almost like easels that hold your 12 by 12 piece of paper upright. I feel that would be really handy sometimes because I've noticed now when I'm looking back at my layout that it's actually left side heavy, which didn't need to be. If depending on how I was working, maybe if I was standing up, I might have noticed that it was getting a little left side heavy and I could have added some more to the right instead. But it's okay. It does not need to be perfect. It still has that beautiful floral sticker crazy feel to it that I was going for. So I am adding a few hearts from the sticker sheet, and as you saw, a couple of those super cute little bows. I do decide that by adding on one or two of the black hearts, I just need a little bit more black. And also I decided I really wanted to include this border sticker here as well. It's not really a border, it's more like a flourish, but I just thought it would be a nice way to get that on my page. So I'm including that little border as well. And I just squeezed the little floral that was in the center in amongst all the clusters there. So maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I popped it on when the camera wasn't rolling. I really want to use this wonderful you sticker because it is black, but I don't really need the word you. Mum is wonderful, but it's more just that the cake and that the process and that everything about it is wonderful. So I decided instead of cutting off the U, I'm just going to pop it somewhere underneath some ephemera so that the U is covered up. So I'm just finding the right place where it can sort of slide in and cover up that word you, but still see the word wonderful. So here we go. I tried to toy with the idea of getting some teacups on there because, as you know, in that puffy sticker sheet, we have quite a few teacups, but none of that really worked. I also had a look at the chipboard, but I had plans in my brain of where this chipboard was going and none of that really worked. And I found that floral piece of chipboard was just too different, so I couldn't, just for my own sake, I couldn't include it. So I just come back to my trusty little sticker sheet and just see what other bits and bobs I can just add. Just, do a little bit more of a sticker sneeze all over my page. And what else can I add? Technically not a sticker sneeze because I'm keeping it all sort of clustered together. But let's be honest, there is a lot going on here. But I really like it. And that's the ultimate thing, isn't it? That I like it. At the moment, I'm popping on those super teeny tiny stickers in black. Again, it's just to carry through those splotches of black that I've started to include. I just want to make sure it looks like they were purposeful, that they had a reason to be there. I am slowly making a dent in this sticker book, but there is still quite a lot of stickers in there. I really wanted to try and kill this month's kit, but I think that sticker book is going to hold me back, but we shall see. So I'm going to do some splatters in black and in gold. Splitter, splatter, sploo. All right, and then a little bit of gold splatter as well. I just find for me that that's a really nice way to finish off a layout. It's kind of like adding enamel dots or rhinestones, but for me, it's all about the splatters. Just fills up any of that floating white space. And there she is, my lovely finished layout. I hope you have enjoyed this process video and that I have inspired you to make a big dent in that sticker book. And I can't wait to see what you have been creating with your kit this month. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone. Have a fantastic week.